Went to scratch my head last night. Scratched the shit out of my. Oh my god, dude, my
Ouch.
fingernails long as shit.
Okay.
Like a baby put socks on my hands.
All right. I'm live on Instagram. What's up, guys? Sorry we're a couple minutes late.
Getting everything locked and loaded.
That's right.
Thank you for everybody for tuning in. This is Titan Lifestyle every Friday, 2 p.m.
That's right.
Got my brother from another mother back in the lab.
Woo! Feels good to be back, that's for sure. And thank you guys for everyone that's joined in right now. Julie, Whitlock Mark, Charlotte Strain, 18 others there because I can't see all your names. Travel Nurse Misa, what's going on? So I think we're going to have her come in next week. There might be a new ARNP in the house, or APRN. Nafhawk, what's going on? Rar, what's going on? Tiffany, how you doing? CJW, what's up? Rockstar Harris, what's up? Dave, Christian, what's going on, brother? How you doing? DJ Bat UNC, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Snip, snip, what's going on? Team Titan in the house. And Need Fig, what's up? How you doing? Irish Demand, what's going on? It's my brother Clint, CJW 4300. What's up, bro? How you doing? All right. And Dave said he just got his Titan goodies, so his package just came in.
Nice.
We're live on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So let's start this bad boy off. Happy Friday to everybody and all you guys that are Greek Orthodox or Orthodox out there. Happy Good Friday to you because our Easter's this weekend. And welcome to Titan Lifestyle with me and my brother Big Drew.
That's right. It's Titan Lifestyle. I'm excited to be back in the lab with my brother from another mother.
Yes.
We had a great week. We got great topics. The weather's beautiful.
Yes.
Everything's going good. Taylor Swift is slowing Tampa down.
She's killing it.
She's killing it right now.
Killing it, but slowing our traffic down.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Taylor Swift is in town. She's performing. What's she at Rage? That's where the Bucks play their game. So traffic everywhere is crazy. Uber everywhere is high. But she's doing it though.
Awesome.
She's killing it.
Thank you, David. I appreciate Rockstar Hairstyles buying a badge. Anybody that does buy a badge, we appreciate it very much. It lets the algorithm know, hey, listen, these guys are putting out good content, and it puts us out to more people. And obviously, we want to share this information with everybody out there. In Titan Lifestyle, we talk about, obviously, the therapy of the week, and we talk about some lifestyle things that are going on, current events, all that. But we'll answer all your guys' questions, too, as well, whether it pertains to hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptide therapy, anti-aging therapy, and blood work, plus a lot more. So if you guys are trying to build lean muscle, lose weight, be better in the bedroom, be better with mental clarity, be better all the way around, and longevity, then we'll answer those questions and help you guys out with maybe some of those therapies that could benefit you guys in many ways. So let's get into the first topic, which is our therapy of the week. And this is our tri-immune therapy. So building the immune system, helping out with free radicals, helping fortify, be preventative against sickness and bacteria and viruses that are out there. This combination is probably one of the strongest that are out there. It's very concentrated, and these three things are super antioxidants is all the way around to help you guys be better. So even if you guys have a night out and you guys been drinking, if you take this the next day, it'll probably help you guys out, get through that. So let's talk about tri-immune. You know, I just got out being sick all last week. I couldn't come in the office. Literally caught COVID again. So at that point, you know, I was at home. I was isolating, being the good boy I was. But I had to get over this. And I couldn't come in the office to get an IV. And I didn't want to have anybody come over there just in case. So luckily I had my tri-immune therapy with me. And me and Sharice took this. It's got vitamin C, injectable, glutathione, injectable, and injectable zinc all in one little insulin injection.
Yeah. And guys, if you guys are taking zinc or vitamin C by itself and you're like, oh, I can just go to the store and buy the tablets, it's not going to work the same way. It's not going to absorb the same way. And you're going to be putting a bunch of fillers in your stomach that are going to be excreted. So best way to do is an injectable. Again, like John said, if you guys are getting sick or you don't want to get sick, don't wait till you're sick, then take it.
Yes.
You know, you can take it as preventative so you don't get sick. Or if you're traveling, if you guys are traveling, grab a bottle of this. Make sure you take it before you go when you get back, to prevent all those travel germs and airplane and congested stuff like that.
That's right. So
bad.
If you are traveling a lot, this is a must. If you're in the health industry or service industry, this is a must. I mean,
if you're in the sorry, not to interrupt, but if you guys are teachers in the education industry, this is a must too, because you don't want your students to get sick if you get sick or vice versa. So I know a lot of teachers make their kids sick.
Yes.
Like the kid's supposed to stay home if they're sick.
Yeah.
But a lot of teachers are like, oh, I'll suck it up and go and not tell anybody. Yeah. And now all the kids are sick, and it's bad. So it works good for teachers.
It's a pretty vicious cycle when it comes to schools. And anybody that has small children or has kids go to school, whether it be daycare or you're in regular school, it's a germ festation. And, you know, when we were going through this pandemic, I guess before, you know, there was a heightened sense of cleanliness. More people were washing their hands. They were disinfecting. They were more cautious. Ever since all this has went away, that's all went down the tubes. And, even kids, right? They might wake up, they might be a little bit sick or feeling some symptoms, and they don't really get as bad as us adults. Like, later on in life, when you get sick, it's like, man, this might hit you a little bit harder. But it's not really their choice to go to school or not. At that point, it really is up to the adult. And the adults got to work, too. And, especially in this situation, scenario we're in, the economy and all that, people need to work more than ever. So they don't have people to watch their kids, and they can't pay for this and that. So they send their kids to school. And then they get around other kids, and those kids aren't thinking about, oh, is this guy sick? Is he not sick? Yeah. And they catch, the germs, and then they bring it back to their parents or spread it. And at that point, like I said, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, a lot of kids, they're just unaware of germs, too. Like, they don't realize they'll grab some off the floor, they'll shake each other's hands, they don't wash their hands. When they do wash their hands, they just kind of rinse them off because they're told to, but they don't really get into the scrubbing.
The washing, and stuff.
I mean, I remember a kid bobbing for apples.
Yeah.
Just imagine how nasty that is.
Bobbing for apples.
Big, huge bucket of water with apples in it, and everyone's just hands tied behind their just snot and saliva, and just imagine how dirty that is. So nowadays, that's like it never happened.
Never.
Kids get pretty
it's crazy,
pretty nasty.
Back in the day, there was we didn't really think about that when we were growing up.
Bobbing for apples.
You would do bobbing for apples, right?
I did it plenty. I used to push the apple against the side, dig your teeth in, and get the apple out.
So I mean, a lot of things have changed, and a lot of things are different from when we were growing up to these kids who were growing up.
Yeah.
I think kids were allowed to do a lot different things and freer things. It was more of an open thing, and kids got hurt, they got a bandage, they got up, they went on their way.
Or even the playgrounds back then would it would be like a metal structure with just bars. If you fall,
that's
nowadays
true.
Everything is the floor is cushioned, the ground is cushioned. So everything is just it's nuts. Nowadays, if they had bobbing for apples, they'd probably use bottled water.
Yeah.
Have one bucket and have one kid, and each kid has a separate bucket. And see who can get it the fastest or something like that. But it's crazy.
Oh man. So that's pretty crazy. It's definitely pretty crazy. All right, so if you guys are interested in the tri-immunity, there's no blood work that's needed for this. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You'll see our medical provider, whether it's in office or via telemedicine. And at that point, you guys are able to get this therapy and a lot of other therapies that we offer just by filling out the new patient paperwork and going through the medical consult. So there's other things that you want to attack, whether it's weight loss, like I said, muscle gain. You want better mental clarity, better bedroom gain. These are different things that we can help out with without even taking a blood test. Yeah. Now, if they're hitting some different things like low T symptoms, you might want to do a blood test just to see where things are at. Or it's always a good thing to get a blood test in general, just to see how things are going. You have a base marker of where they were at that point, and then in the future, if you ever retest, you can kind of see where things have went, right? Have they went better? Have they went worse? And you're keeping track of things.
A lot of times, too, people always attribute getting a blood test if they're not feeling well or they see a side effect. You could feel absolutely great, think you're healthy, get a blood test, and something could be off. Yeah. So even if you are feeling great, like, no, I feel good, I'm in shape, you still want to get one to find out where you're at, especially if you've never had one before. Because you could feel amazing, but have issues, or you could feel bad, get your blood work done, and be like, hey, everything's checking out all fine. So it'll take the worry out of it as well. As men, we just kind of deal with the pain, deal with the side effects, so it'll take a lot of worrying out of it too.
It's true, and there's a lot of people out there that might think, even guys, right? I talk to some of the guys who are in their 40s or 50s, and like, I feel good, right? I don't think I need anything or whatever like that. I just want to lose this belly and want a little bit more energy and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, those are symptoms of low testosterone. So I want to see where it's at, because you might feel good, but you don't know what feeling better feels like.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's the key. Like, my prime example is just like, you bought a 2000 Cadillac DeVille. And at that point, it was brand new. You kept it tip-top in the garage, drove it 50 miles a week, and that's it, right? That car still is in immaculate condition, and it performs. But it doesn't perform like the new 2023 CSV. You got the luxury, you got the bells and whistles. This thing has better performance. It's taking you for a better ride. And then you're like, oh man, this is what I was missing. Well, this is some of the different things that I compare to low testosterone for somebody having it, right at the borderline. They might not be clinically deficient, but they'll have the borderline of bottom. Yeah. And then they get into that brand new, new level, and they're like, man, like, you've been reinvigorated my life in so many different ways.
Or people say, I've never felt this way. A lot of people are 40, 50, and they're like, oh, I want to feel like I used to feel when I was in my 20s. Sometimes they'll start a therapy, and they're like, I've never felt this way. Even when they were in their 20s, they didn't feel that way. Yeah. So, you never know how great you could feel till you feel great. You can feel good, you can feel okay, but just like John says, it's always better. Like, if you have a Hemi, you may think that's so powerful and fast.
That's right.
Then you get the Scat back, and now you're like, whoa. Then you get the Hellcat, you're like, whoa. Then you go to the Red Eye, you're like, whoa. Then the Jailbreak. So it's like until you go up and up, you don't realize how good it is. So it's always good to go with the best. That way you can feel the best.
So Kyle said, but Andrew Tate says it's on your mind. So Andrew Tate is guaranteed on testosterone replacement therapy.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he was when he was in Romanian jail for that long, and that's probably when he came out looking, kind of rough. I mean, the guy had it pretty hard, but listen, Andrew Tate, man, I believe in a lot of things that he says. Some things might be off, but majority of things that Andrew Tate says is pretty much on point, man. I mean, to a certain degree. So, but at this point, there is no arguing about hormone deficiencies as we age. It's a fact. Scientifically, it's been proven. We see it through blood tests. So, as you're getting older, I had one of my friends come in the other day. He's like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this at 40 years old. I don't know what. He did a blood test. I don't know why my testosterone level came back at 300. I eat real good. I'm training real good. I'm taking these Vita packs from GNC and like low testosterone boosters and all this, and my number still came back at this. That's the way it is, right? And, our levels have just been declining over the years as males in general and as females, plus infertility rates. I think the number right now is 1 in 6 people are infertile, cannot have kids.
I believe
That's
it.
a huge amount.
And the food, too. The Food and Drug Administration, they don't care. I mean,
no, they don't.
The reason why people's test is so low is because of the food. So if you look 30, 40, 50 years ago, test was higher. So now everyone's test is declining now. Like everyone is. So
it's true.
It's not really just like true. Some people now. There's very rare will you see someone 40, 50 years old not get HRT. It's like every time they get the blood work done, it's like their levels are low.
Right.
So this isn't 1970, 1980 where everyone's decent because of whatever, because of the food, because of whatever there is, the estrogen in the water, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
It's like everything is being messed up. It could be the plastic in the water. It could be anything.
It's true.
Other countries, I'm interested to see what their testosterone levels are at.
I would like to see too. I'd like to see the average. I'll start looking it up and what the averages over in like France, Italy, because Italy's on a decline as far as population. Yeah. They can't get up to their growth rate of where they need to be. They're going in a decline. So there's a lot of different things that are out there that are affecting a lot of different people. It could range, like Drew said, from chemicals that are getting released into your body, microplastics, forever chemicals, and at that point changing different things in your biochemistry that are going to affect you ongoing. Yeah. It's really, really crazy. I mean, if you looked at the stats for microplastics in people, 98% of people have microplastics inside of them already in the bloodstream.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's nuts.
See, I'm interested to see not just other countries like Italy. I'm looking at like countries where people survive off the land like they used to, like in Africa or South America. You see them on the Discovery Channel. The guys that like hunt their own food. They can eat raw meat. They can drink out of the river and not get sick. I want to know where their testosterone was at, because that's like how it used to be. Like they're cooking their own food. They're running around barefoot all day. They don't really drink that much water, but they're not dehydrated.
Right.
I was watching something the other day where these guys, they'll hunt all day and be running. They don't even sweat, and then they'll literally for the whole day they'll dig a hole where there's muddy water, and they'll go like this, and that's all the water they have the whole day. Wow. And these guys are ripped up. These guys are. I mean, I'm wondering, like, they must have something different. I'm interested to see where the testosterone is at.
I mean,
like that.
When you start going back to and start thinking about like people like that, right? And they're probably not putting on a whole bunch of chemicals on their body, like they're not putting out lotions.
Yeah, because sunscreen causes. If you look at the thing now, they're saying sunscreen is
carcinogenics.
worse than and sun is good for your. Sun is good for your body. Sun, salt is good for your body.
Yeah.
Now they're like, no sunscreen. That's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
those people in those countries, they don't burn.
Oh no.
Doesn't matter whether they're white, black, Asian. Like this, they go out in the sun all day with no lotion, and their skin doesn't burn.
Yep.
They don't have any acne. They don't have any.
It's true. The bodies adapt to different environments that you live in. So
their test must be way up.
I definitely like to see, and then when you start looking at different countries like that, look at India. So India has one of the biggest pollution rates there is. All their rivers and all that, they wash things in. I mean, it's sickening. So when you go over there, you have to have a whole bunch of shots not to get something, or you can still grab something if you drink some wrong water or whatever it is. But those people are there, they're used to it. Like, they can drink from that water, they bathe in that water, and they don't get sick, which is really, really crazy, or they don't have an alarming rate like we would. But it's just different. So, where you're at in this world can make a difference in how you are, too, as well. All right, so let's get into the first topic of the day, and this one's a pretty big topic, I think, that's going on. Drew brought this topic in. Anheuser-Busch loses more than $6 billion in value amid Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light controversy.
Yeah, if you guys know who Dylan Mulvaney is basically a transgender that, is basically just teamed up with Bud Light. Bud Light has cans with transgender logos and images and all this stuff on with him on it.
She.
Yeah, with him.
She.
With she.
Him.
Was a man transitioned to a woman, so now he's living as a woman. But basically they have pictures of Dylan on the can.
Yeah. And
then they have other cans.
They have the pronouns on there.
Yeah, pronouns, this and that. I mean, I don't understand. Like, what is the point in that? Like, what? It's almost like, is there a hidden agenda? I mean, if you want to be trans, great. But why put it on a Bud Light can that's like an... I mean, the fact that they lost, originally it was 5, now it's up, like John said, it's up to $6 billion. I mean, what are they going to do now? Are they going to, like, say, oh, my bad? Are they going to go back? All the people that liked Bud Light, even if Bud Light makes the change and has the regular or the original can, and they don't promote, even if they support, but they don't promote it, put it on a can, all those $6 billion and people that saw that was enough for them to now go to... I mean, Anheuser-Busch owns Bud Light, but they'll probably go to, I don't know what the other companies are.
Ready?
Or something like
Natty
that.
Light, Rolling Rock. I mean, there's a huge list of all the beers that Anheuser-Busch.
What I want to know is, I'm going to check into this after the show, is I want to see what other companies are going way up. Like, in other words, if I'm a Bud Light drinker, I've been drinking Bud Light for 20 years, I hear about this, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Rolling Rock.
No, Rolling Rock's underneath their brand.
Oh, they're underneath theirs, so they're all underneath it.
Most of them. The other ones, the biggest ones you can say that have already had an increase, Coors Light.
Yeah, Coors. Yeah.
Everybody diverted right to Coors Light.
Yeah,
that was the other one.
Because American.
When you think about America, right, and you think about America's products, Budweiser,
even the cans,
like
white
genuine
and
draft,
red with the blue.
Coors Light, like those are that's like Chevy, Ford, and Dodge, right? Those are 3 big American companies that those American automotive companies. So when we look at this is really crazy. Now they're trying to backpedal as a company and say, hey, listen, this was not approved by the senior executives of Anheuser-Busch. This was approved by a low-level executive to put this in place. But you put all your brand's reputation, you let people make that decision at a lower level.
Cover their tracks.
I don't think so, right? You guys are trying to push the blame now, and you, as well you should, because the person that did this was the VP of the marketing. It's a girl that said, we wanted to erase the frat boy image of Bud Light to change to an inclusive function of the popularity. And at that point, you got to think about it. Hey, listen, a lot of college kids drink beer. A lot of older guys drink beer. Not a lot of girls drink a lot of beer. There's some girls out there that will drink beer.
See, beer is kind of like cigarettes. I mean, people still drink beer the way they still smoke cigarettes. But not as much. Like when I was younger, college, high school, or like, people just drank beer.
Yeah.
And people just would smoke cigarettes. It's good that people aren't smoking cigarettes like they used to, but they're just vaping now, which is a whole nother show. But I don't understand how, if the can is just blue and it says Bud Light in white, that's not pointing towards anyone.
Right.
Like if you look at the cans on there, I don't know if you guys can see, it's just a regular Bud Light can, blue, and it says Bud Light with just regular white font.
Yeah.
That is good for everybody.
Yep.
How is that targeting college age kids?
Yeah.
Or anybody.
Yeah.
It's just a simple can, and it's all you need to know is what that is. It's a Bud Light. It's simple.
And you know what? If things aren't broken, why try to reinvent the wheel and try to fix it, And this is a poor choice of the marketing. And they brought pictures of the VP because she's at college parties drinking shots out of condoms, beers out of condoms, like just crazy stuff. So, with this, like everybody was jumping on the bandwagon with this particular trans affiliate. I know that she's got other deals or he's got other deals, or whoever it is, with Native. So Native, I know everybody's like boycotting Native now, and there's another group out there. This person, Dylan, actually went on social media and said that she was almost granted a deal. Listen to this, with Tampax tampons. And she says this, or he says this, that, hey, listen, I had this deal working, and they said no at the end. Where are you going to put a tampon on a transgender unless you've had the full surgery? Yeah. And at that point, you're still not going to bleed. Yeah. Okay? You're not bleeding.
It's almost like they're wearing it just to wear it.
I mean, but if you ain't had the full surgery, what are you going to stick it up your butt?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
And not only that too. Like what you said, not that many women drink beer, but these were born men.
Right.
So you'll have transgender. Like it's almost like women drink beer. So all the women out there love beer. We're just saying for the average. It's not like women don't drink. Just like women usually drink wine more than men. It's just kind of like
if you go into a nightclub, how many girls are ordering beer?
Not much.
The only reason people order beer, especially in college, because it's cheap.
Yeah.
We used to get a pack of Natty Light for $6.99 or whatever it was.
It
down that, right?
You could. Nowadays, you one shot at the bar, you could buy a whole 6-pack, 12-pack of beer.
And then you got more people that are worried about the health aspect now. Now, alcohol's not healthy either way, and if you drink alcohol, it will slow down your gains, right?
All that wheat, and yeast, and barley, and carbonation, and stuff like that, as opposed to one little shot.
But then we talk about beer bellies.
Yeah.
Think about that. Yeah, So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go against you when you drink beer. I'm not saying beer's bad. I'll occasionally maybe have a Heineken if nobody else has anything, or I'm just trying to chill. But, I don't drink beer all the time. I don't drink a lot all the time anyway. Yeah. But it's just crazy, that all these brands are trying to go with this woke type thing. And, I'm not saying woke is broke, but, there's certain things that why are we getting forced or push this in our face from all these different places and agendas? It's crazy. So I think we need to get a handle on this.
How did they think this was going to benefit the company? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
They lost $6 billion.
That's a lot of
money. How did they think this is going to That's
a lot of money.
I'm glad this is happening, because it's opening up the eyes for a lot of other companies that may be thinking we want to bring a transgender on to help promote this and that. Look what's going to happen. $6 billion they lost.
Even for me, man, the other companies that have fallen in line with this particular person too, was Nike. This particular person is the face of their sports bra line that Nike has out right now.
It's the same Dylan.
This person right here. And all these girls are starting to boycott it. Because these girls are not trying to look at a transgender, a male, wearing their sports bra and looking like them. Girls don't want to look like transgender, because you have, listen, in the bodybuilding world, right, we have masculine women because they've taken masculine androgen receptor drugs. And at that point, they get more masculine traits. Yeah. And one off the top that I know, there's one of my really good friends that gets this question all the time, if she's trans or not, is Stacey Mesita. And she's not. She's a biological woman. She's had a kid. She just lifted, she's a power lifter, and that's how she got her size and all that. So, for girls like that, they don't want to be categorized as that, for sure, especially if they are a woman. So at that point, they don't want to look like this person, they don't emulate this person. They're females. And the thing that happened with the swimmer too, just this last week, getting assaulted by transgender because she's speaking about how women should have their own sports. There shouldn't be transgender. Like Leah Thompson's the #1 swimmer in college. It's a biological male.
That's ridiculous.
She beat out now the #2 swimmer in the whole entire country. And at that point, she should be #1 because this person is not a biological female.
They just need to make their own league. Their own league, have transgender league. They need to have a transgender league or organization for women that have transitioned to men and men that have transitioned to women. That's the only way it's going to be even playing field. I mean, who cares if you're transgender, but don't compete with, what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be like me going and competing in MMA against a woman who's,
it's happening every day. Victoria Bombshell, big shout out to you. Hope you're enjoying your vacation in the Philippines. Sorry.
Another thing too is, why would you sponsor or why would you promote someone for sports bras when a born man, doesn't have, it's almost, and with the tampon, it's almost like it's just so messed up.
It's so messed up.
I can see if you're a man and you're promoting women's, shoes, because we both have feet. We both wear shoes. Mm-hmm. When you're a woman, a trans woman, promoting or having a sponsor from tampons or maxi pads, that doesn't even go with you.
No.
Or if you're a trans woman, you're sponsoring a sports bra, that's something that you don't even have. You had to get.
Right.
So what I'm interested to see is, how come we haven't seen a lot of women that have transitioned into men doing this? How come we're not seeing the man of the year that was once a woman?
You won't.
But we'll see the woman of the year that was once a man. But we're not seeing like what I'm going to transition right now. Next year, I'm going to be the woman of the year.
You know, listen.
With this beard and everything. I'm not even going to shave it off. I'm just going to be like, I'm a woman now. I'm the woman of the year. I'm on the front cover of Time magazine like this. With my beard and my muscles and everything. Like, I'm a woman now.
And you know what? They can't say anything about it. Then they'd have to accept that, right? I mean,
it's bad in schools now. Now you go into school, kids first grade, they give you a piece of paper and say, "What do you want to be, a boy or a girl?" And then you're not supposed to tell the parents. That's crazy.
That is crazy. You know, that's definitely crazy. And that's the other thing. I don't care if you're gay, you're transgender, you're homosexual, you're heterosexual. At that point, listen, keep kids out of it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, a part of this. Like, it's been a big push about drag shows in front of kids, transgenders in front of kids. Just leave them out of it. If you want to do this, adults want to go to the drag shows, cool, man. Hey, all day long.
When I was a kid, we didn't know anything about like that.
Hell no.
The only thing we'd ever know about, like when I was a kid, like the only time I ever saw any type of like nudity or any type of thing sexual, it was like watching TV USA Up All Night.
Right.
Like, you know, or like a commercial or like a magazine that we found at my friend's house that his dad had or something.
Yeah.
But even then, it was just a picture.
Yeah.
Now, and the thing is, we have to, like 6th grade, like that, when I was a kid, 6th grade is when you have health class. Mm-hmm. It's either 6th or 7th grade. That's when you first learn, when teachers are telling you, okay, this is the male organs, this is the female organs, this is how sex, blah, 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 the quote-unquote birds and the bees talk.
Right.
That didn't happen until middle school when I was a kid.
Right.
And even then, it was like all like medical,
yeah.
You know, it's not saying you're a man or woman, it's just this is what a man is, this is what a woman does, this is how you reproduce and all that stuff.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like kids in 1st grade learning about vagina and penis. That shouldn't even be there. They shouldn't even be worrying about organs or anything.
I agree.
Until they're literally like into puberty, like 13,
right.
Like middle school. Yeah. Once you're developing and you're having all these thoughts, you don't know what's going on in your head. That's when they should teach the kid. This is what's going on in your head. This is normal. Blah blah blah. This and that. These kids aren't even horny yet. They don't even know what sex is. They don't even have a libido yet.
Yeah.
And they're being forced into knowing what it is, and you need to make a decision. Like, I don't want to make a decision.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are being forced into making a decision.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Like, you go into the boys' bathroom, you stand up when you pee, you're a boy. Why are you forcing that kid to, hey, you really think you're a boy or do you want to be a girl? He's like, wait a minute, what do you mean? And they don't know. They're learning everything from us.
Right.
And then next thing you know, 10 years later, what if he doesn't want to be a girl now?
Yeah.
What if he's taking all these hormones now, and now he has a body full of estrogen and progesterone and all this stuff trying to be a woman, and then now he's like, you know what? Now that I'm 16, I want to be a boy again.
Right.
It's too late.
Right.
Or if it's a girl transitioning to be a boy, she takes testosterone, enlarged clitoris, hair growth, deepening of the voice. That stuff doesn't go away. It's like once you stop, it goes away.
Yeah.
I know professional female bodybuilders that have a voice like mine,
or deeper.
But like mine or deeper.
Yeah.
They look like a woman. Everything's fine, even if they're not big anymore and they stopped it all years ago. Now they look like, you know, a typical beach body bikini girl with a voice like mine.
Yep.
And then this day and age, like John said, where everything is transgender, you're automatically going to be put in that category.
Absolutely.
When me and John were in Las Vegas this year at the Olympia, think about Vegas. Vegas is legal prostitution, legal, you know, escorting or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trans out there that escort and do that stuff.
Yeah.
When me and John were in Vegas, and the Mr. Olympia was in Vegas, which is the biggest bodybuilding show, you had thousands of female bodybuilders from all over the world that are big and muscular and they have deep voices. Yeah. They're walking around the lobby and in the casino, and they're wondering why they're having all these guys, all these creeps keep coming to me and ask me if I want to hang out, because they think you're something different. Right. They're not even asking. They're assuming that you are transgender. They're walking up to you and say, "Hey, you want to hang out?" This and that, blah, blah. And they're like, "What?" Like, you know. So that's another thing. As a woman, you really have to think about. You putting these hormones into your body. If you disagree with the whole transgender thing, be careful of what you put in your body, because you're going to be labeled as transgender.
So Messy Cub on TikTok. All right, so this is I'm gonna just lay it out for you. So he said, "Show me a single verified elementary school curriculum validating your point. Give me the receipts. Otherwise, you're all talking out your ass with zero credibility." Okay, so let's talk just about California. You can't even ask what the curriculum is. There's a Parental Secrecy Act in California. Just talking about with Drew here now, right before the show, where the mother is actually suing the California school district because they led her daughter into a conversion of transformation and transgender, and she didn't know anything about it. So do you think that's right that a school can tell your kid or entice your child or teach your child about any of these things without you knowing about it. So that's a fact. Manipulate her daughter. I mean, she said that her daughter basically just lost her dad.
Next question, sir.
Yeah, next question.
You got a valid question?
At that point, you can look it up for yourself, and it's definitely right there. Anywhere you look, it's right there. So
one thing that's good to do, too, when people think that we're not talking the truth is look it up first before you ask a question.
For sure.
If someone says to me, back in 2010 this happened, I'm not just randomly going to say, no, it hasn't. I'm going to Google it, look it up, and be like, okay, he's right.
Right.
So this person, all they would have to do is simply just, what did it take, Art, 3 minutes, 3 seconds to pull this up?
So listen, just so you know,
that's just one case of
one.
That's a state.
One case, and it's all over that state, and it's all over out there, Washington, the whole nine. So next thing says, so you have zero bias or basis on your point. We have basis. Look it up, and we'll put it on the screen for you. New York, California. I mean, other people are seeing this. So at that point, it's not hearsay. It's true. These have happened. So this is the problem with misinformation. We're not giving misinformation. We're telling you exactly what is going on, right? These are facts. These are things that are going on. Court cases that are going on. Documents going on. Subpoenas going on. So listen, you guys got to look at this. And if you think that we're wrong, look it up, and you can have your point of opinion, and you can bring it to us. And at that point, we can discuss it and talk about it. But you ain't going to get this one past us for sure, 100%. All right, so let's get into something different. How Super Size Me took the whole world by storm and fooled us all.
I wonder where this is going.
So this is kind of crazy. So, on Titan Talk Tuesday, this last Tuesday, I talked about a guy that started eating McDonald's, and he wants to eat McDonald's for 100 days. Now, he's ate McDonald's for 43 days. I'm just doing a recap of Tuesday. Ate McDonald's for 43 days, lost 33 pounds. He's going to go for 100 days and hopefully lose 50 pounds. Now, the way that he was doing it is he said that he's ordering one meal off the menu and then portion control. He's eating half of that meal. The second meal, he eats the other half.
So basically 3 meals a day divided by, basically
1.5
meals a day. 6 half meals a day.
Yeah.
That's a smart way to do it.
So basically he'll get one meal that spreads to 2 meals. And then another half, so he'll throw away the other half of the portions. Yeah. He's really getting 2 meals a day and spreading it to 3 meals a course. So the portions control is working for him, right? He's also had blood work showing that cholesterol did not increase, blood pressure did not increase. So then we go back to Super. When I seen this, I was like, man, this is right into this topic. So, because we were talking about how Super Size Me, he ate this McDonald's fast food every single day, and he did blood work in the movie, which showed cholesterol rose, blood pressure rose, and he gained 25 pounds in 30 days just eating McDonald's, along with depression.
I love that movie. It was a good movie.
It was a great movie,
but now it's making me think, because the thing is, when this movie first came out and I watched it, if you guys don't know, before I got with Titan, I literally ate McDonald's every single day for over 10 years. Every day. Credit to John for making me change my diet and getting clean with my diet. But I ate that every day, and at one point I did it for 2 weeks. I'm like, eat McDonald's every single day to see what happens, and I actually did lose weight.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe I didn't do it long enough. Maybe it's because of my metabolism, genetics, this and that. But I feel, for me, the reason why I lost weight is because it's not real food. My body's not even processed food. Right. I'm just eating it and excreting it. That's it. It's not, quote unquote, sticking to my bones.
Right.
Now, if I would be making those burgers and cutting up my potatoes, making my fries, save ingredients, I would gain.
Hell yeah.
But that is not even food. It's like eating cardboard. It just comes right out of you. It's not even sticking.
Yeah.
So I could see why that would help. I mean, my blood pressure would be through the roof, and I'd have a lot of water retention from the sodium. It's not good food, but I mean, I could see how someone could not gain weight off of it.
Yeah, so dude's losing weight. So when we get to the Spurlock is the guy that directed and starred in Super Size Me. So we go through some of the different things that were a miss off on what he was talking about in this movie, and it's kind of deceptive, right? So Spurlock said that he did not drink any alcohol during these 30 days. But then in 2017, Spurlock came out and said that he's had an abusive situation and he's been addicted to alcohol since the age of 13 years old. So he's been drinking alcohol during this. And the reason this was brought up was because during the blood test, the doctor said, listen,
this is what an alcoholic's blood work would look like.
This is what an alcoholic's blood work would look like. But you're eating this fast food every day, which is causing you to have a fatty liver. Really due to the alcohol problem is what they're saying. The next one. So, and I'm going to read down this list. The next one was the documentary Fathead Mocks and Challenges Supersize Me. So another person in 2009 brought in another documentary mocking the Supersize Me, and this guy was eating fast food and wanted to go on the diet. When he did the diet, everything went up, or everything was better than it was before. He lost weight, cholesterol was okay. The only bad thing in his blood work was his HDL actually went down. That's your good cholesterol. But LDL was not up. But HDL was down, and that was because he was eating trans fat. It was fried food, and basically that's why HDL went down. Next one.
50% fat intake.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the next one was no one has replicated Morgan Spurlock's results. So there's been multiple different schools and health agencies that have tried to mock or do the exact same thing, replicate what he was doing. 30 days being on fast food, right? And they did it with people in their early 20s, spent a month ongoing gorging hamburgers, french fries, pizza, and other fast foods. Results were notably different. Weight gain and decreased energy were common, yet none of the test subjects reported feeling depression. Some of their libidos were not impacted the way Spurlock's allegedly was. Cholesterol levels, meanwhile, were largely unchanged in the short period of time. So this is something to look at, right? The next thing was McDonald's took out newspaper ads refuting the film. So basically, McDonald's said, listen, this is not correct information. This food is not as bad as what he's putting it out, right? So they try to do damage control because this movie obviously was a big impact on McDonald's. It put the spotlight. This was like a documentary that was almost like an independent film that went mainstream. I think it made $11 million.
It got rid of Supersize Me. After this movie came out, they got rid of Supersize. There was no longer huge cups and huge fries.
It did. Now McDonald's, they refuted that, and it's in here too. They said it wasn't the reason why we got rid of Supersizing, right? Yeah, well, I think it was.
It just so happens the name of the movie is Supersize Me.
I think it was. Okay, because they said that those were the least popular items as far as, people usually got large fries instead of supersized fries. Well, I'll tell you what. I was eating McDonald's at that point in time, and I
for
guarantee
29 cents.
I was
eating
like
double the fries. Yeah,
maybe
I'll
not
take double the fries for 29 more
but
cents.
I was definitely supersizing fries, okay, and I was eating those fries back in the day. So at that point, I don't think that's the big thing. They just had to do some sort of damage control. I know in New York they actually outlawed supersizing meals, and the mayor at that point in time, I think it was Giuliani, said that basically, like, if you want that much, you can order a second one, and that's not illegal to do. You want it, you order another one.
Yeah, I think if McDonald's has obviously they're not going to have a fully healthy menu, but if they have a better quality, like how Wendy's has the fries, the old-fashioned fries now, like they look like potatoes, like with sea salt. I think if McDonald's steps up their fry game or something, just have another option. Like you could have regular fries, or we have our all natural whatever. So it looks cool. Give an option, because that way, if it works good and people are starting to buy half and half, you're not losing anything. If people only buying the regular fries, then just get rid of it. But just give people an option. So because some real potato based fries.
There's two things that stand out for McDonald's. If you ever like McDonald's in your life, I think you'll agree with me. Two things. One, the French fries. Nobody else makes a French fry like McDonald's taste. I mean, you can eat a ton of them, right? Second thing, their Coke. And you can buy Coke anywhere, but there's something about the formula Coke from McDonald's that just tastes a little bit sweeter,
what is that?
Right? Tastes a little bit better. So these are two things that obviously are big things with their items, and I think they still do. Next one is Spurlock blames McDonald's instead of his own poor decisions. So Spurlock blamed his health issues in the 30 days all on McDonald's. But the organization further observed that Spurlock gorges himself in the film, having 2 drinks at a time and at least 4 cream containers for his coffees. So, he was eating this food, he was using everything on the menu, but he might have been going over the portion which he was supposed to, and taking different things like 4 creamers, right? That's obviously not going to be healthy for you.
What's crazy is that when they say that he was an alcoholic since he was 13, one of my main things I tell people about the movie is, when he got his blood work done, it said that he was an alcoholic. So eating McDonald's every day is worse than drinking. But come to find out, the guy was drinking, so that's the reason. So what if he wasn't drinking? Would his blood work be, I'm not normal, but I guarantee it'd be a lot better. I've literally been saying this since the movie came out. Like, he ate so much that people took it like he was an alcoholic. And he wasn't even drinking. Now this guy's...
He was drinking.
No, but I'm saying he is. Now we're finding out that he was. It's kind of like Liver King. Like, what?
It's messed up, right? We've been deceived. And this was a long time ago, right? And
And Chad Ochocinco, if you guys know Chad Ochocinco, he's huge on McDonald's.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched him talk about McDonald's, he eats McDonald's every day. He ate it while he played. He said it gave him strength. He said when he ate McDonald's every day, his body developed a callus because it was just such whatever food. If you guys could Google it and watch it, but he's like huge on McDonald's where it's not bad. And the reason why these guys aren't tough is because they got no McDonald's. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Like,
yeah. I mean,
I want to try it. I'll try it. You guys want me to try it? Let me know.
Big shout out.
2 weeks only McDonald's. I'm not going to drink the soda. I'll just drink water. But 2 weeks only McDonald's. Let me know if you guys want me to try it.
Big shout out. YG Lee, Donna Crowley. What's going on? And then who we got? Johnny J said fountain Cokes have more syrup in it. Maybe that's it. For sure. 100%. And CJ or YG Lee, we'll get to your question in 1 second. Let's just finish this one up. They had their own patent Coke formula. Somebody said on TikTok. Where are the articles they are reviewing? So we have all the articles up. So you guys can look at them after this. Yeah. All right. Spritlock made a sequel, Super Size Me 2, Holy Chicken, which was a great documentary.
I haven't seen that one.
You need to watch this one. This one was really cool, and there's no messing around with results or anything like that. He shows the poultry industry in a whole and what's organic, what's not organic, what's open range. Yeah. He shows it, and it is an eye opener for sure, 100%. So I'm not gonna put this one past him. It was definitely good, but this one was supposed to go to the movie theaters, and it did go to the movie theaters for a small bit of time. But the problem was this was a huge hit at the Toronto Film Festival, International Film Festival in 2017. The problem was is right after it came out, then he was a part of the Me Too allegations. And he then did come forward and said that he did do some of these different things. Multiple instances of past sexual misconduct, including marital infidelity, workplace harassment, and a rape accusation directed against him in college. Literally overnight, Spurlock became damaged goods and the movie was put on the back burner. So at that point, that's when all this stuff came out in 2017. And then the reason he admitted to the alcoholism was because of these allegations. He said he was underneath the influence, he wasn't in his right mind, and he's been doing it for so long that he was an addict, and he's very sorry. So
I'm slowly getting rid of poultry. Like, I don't know.
No chicken?
Not. I mean, I still do eggs, but in terms of chicken itself, because I'll get pasture. You guys know the difference between eggs. Get pasture raised eggs. Don't get cage free, because a cage is just.
It talks about this movie. You gotta see this movie.
A cage. When you get cage free, people are like, oh, it's cage. He's not in the cage. The cage has to be a certain dimension. So all they do is just make the dimensions bigger and pile twice as much chicken. So they're still on top of each other. If you guys get eggs, always get pasture raised and look at the cart and make sure it says free range and make sure it says square footage. The eggs that I get are like Nettles or something from Publix. If you look on the side of the egg container, it says 108 square feet or yards per hen. That's what you want, so they're in a natural environment. Just real quick with the eggs, but I don't really eat chicken like meat anymore because it's too crazy. Like,
it's nuts.
I don't trust it. Like, and even when you guys get pasture eggs or small farm eggs, the best kind, they crack different. They're easier to crack. The yolk's darker. They look completely different than these like big, like huge. Yeah, it's like a dark orange. It's like real eggs.
Yep.
Doesn't stress mess with things as well? Stress
can mess with a lot of different things as well, obviously. The one thing that Super Size Me did do good was it did open the conversation about fast food. Because obviously fast food's a big deal, right? And
that came out before the whole health movement. I mean, it was a little bit, but not like it is now. I mean, just imagine if that came out now.
And then if you look at it, the USDA was not involved with any conversation with him because they were afraid to talk to him about what was going on and where they stood about things, obviously because of lobbyists and the whole nine. So that's it. I would definitely check out Super Size Me 2, Holy Chicken.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
It was a really good one. Let me know what you think because it really does break down the poultry industry. And there's only there's only like one or two, maybe three big poultry companies in the whole entire U.S. that control the whole poultry industry.
And some of them are being destroyed and burnt down and stuff now.
We're going to talk about that those too, It's crazy.
I think they had 6 chicken plants or whatever you want to call them. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so let's go to the next topic. FBI and Army raided wrong hotel room, detained guests during training exercise.
Yeah, this is just a little quick one. It's not too long, but I just thought it was interesting. Basically, the FBI was at a hotel and they were performing training. They basically stormed into someone else's room while the guy was there. Just imagine you and Sharice just hanging out at the hotel. You sound asleep.
They
literally
breach a door.
Like the movie with lights and headgear and all that stuff. So the guy worked for Delta. He didn't really make a fuss about it so far. Yeah. I mean, who knows? His lawyer might say, "Hey, do this, you can get money out of it."
It's crazy.
But yeah, it's just a crazy thing that just imagine being in a hotel and have a bunch of people bust in and be like, "Oh, my bad."
Definitely don't.
And the
want
hotel
that.
didn't really even know about it too. They had to clear it up with the hotel. They're like, "What is this?" Like, why wouldn't they do all that first?
Right.
Go in there. Like, it's just crazy.
Like, we're going to conduct this, and this is what we're going to do. I mean, usually you have to do something like that so they can make it aware, like, of the staff or whatever. Cause
like, is this room empty?
Right.
Like, like, talk to the front desk. It's just crazy. Like, you hear about all this stuff, police going into the wrong house and people getting killed and there's, all this stuff going on. But now they're at a random hotel. Like, people aren't even home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's bad.
That's about the ones where the DEA and the FBI, they were like drug dealing against each other. One was posing as drug dealers, the other was posing as drug dealers, and they were both cops.
That's crazy.
You're under arrest. What do you mean? You're under arrest.
In Florida, of course, in a Florida motel.
Like, I'm undercover. I'm undercover too. Oh, shit.
So let's get on to the next one. Let's get through these. Thousands of cattle killed in an explosion fire at Texas dairy farm.
Yeah, an explosion.
And this explosion killed 19,000 cattle. How the hell does one explosion kill 19,000 cattle? I mean, that's a serious explosion, man.
Come on, cattle.
It only killed one person, injured one person. Didn't even kill him. Injured one person.
Take away the chickens. They're gonna take away my beef now too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now you have milk gone, you have beef gone, eggs gone, chickens gone. I mean, dude, come on. What's going on?
You know what's crazy is I was actually looking like 2 weeks ago about chickens. I don't even know where I would put them because I live in my building. You couldn't even put them in there. But to have chickens. Certain chickens, they either produce 200 or 250 eggs per year.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, okay, if I get 10 chickens, I could have 2,500 eggs a year.
Yep.
I'll never have to pay for eggs again.
Yeah. But you can probably sell some eggs too.
Yeah, I'll sell them, but I'll know that they're mine. Like, I'll be able to feed the chickens. I'll be able to, tend for the chickens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat the actual chicken. I don't need that, but I'll take the eggs.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like,
get a farm, get some.
When I go to Greece and stuff like that, or, like, literally, like, the neighbors, they have chickens. And they'd be like, hey, like, here's some eggs for the day. Fresh brand,
That's the greatest egg you've ever had.
It's the best. they cook it up for me. I'm like, man, thank you so much, man. These are the best, man. So, it's always better. And if you could raise your own chickens and stuff like that, that's the best way. I mean,
I have a friend of mine that travels and she sells those massage guns like all over the country. And she stayed at an Airbnb, and I saw in her story she had chickens. I'm like, what is that, your parents' house? She's like, no, the Airbnb I stayed at said they have chickens. If they're frag eggs, let them know.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
She stayed at some house and they had, like, chickens. Like, yeah, if you need fresh eggs.
That's
like,
awesome.
That's the reason why I got into the whole thing looking at chickens. I was like, 250 eggs a year. Like,
Culture Expo said, hey, fellas, you guys ever sponsor smaller fitness expos? We do, but it's got to be the right expo for us, location. I mean, we just don't want to go in and just sponsor events. Like, we kind of cherry pick on what we want to do because time is valuable and money is valuable. What
type of expo is it and where is it?
Yeah, where, when, what's it going to entail? We need to get all that information, okay? All right, let's do the last one. Toxicologist explains 5 food chemicals a new bill seeks to ban.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do. If you guys aren't familiar with, foods and stuff, certain colorings and certain corn syrup and all that in other countries, they don't have it. So if you go to, England or wherever, you drink a Coca-Cola.
No high fructose corn syrup.
It's got cane sugar, which is natural.
Yep.
It doesn't have red number, this
Even
and that.
Mexico.
Yeah, it doesn't have red number, this and that. So I know Skittles are banned. Like, the stuff that's in there are banned, like, everywhere but here.
Yeah.
It's crazy because as soon as I find out that other places it's banned, the packs over here are bigger.
Yep.
Like, they used to have a Skittles, and they have a king size.
Yeah.
Now they have, like, a It's huge.
For real?
Yeah, it's even bigger. The other night, I went to the store to get some gum, and I saw Skittles, and I'm like, what? Like, it was even bigger. So the companies now, the stuff that's banned in other countries, now we still have it, but now we're even getting it even bigger. It's almost like they're trying to push more of this stuff into us. It's just nuts. But yeah, Skittles has it. There's stuff that's in certain sodas, vegetable oil, chemicals. Yeah, potassium bromate. It's found in certain drinks.
Yep.
I mean, it's just so much. I don't know. Like, even if you go to other countries, people have bread, cheese, milk, no stomach problems.
Yep.
Come over here, I'm lactose intolerant.
Yep.
So I mean, if you guys, red dye number 3 is huge. That's the one that's in Skittles.
So
and all
forever
that
chemicals do not break down, right?
Yeah.
And can be seen in the soil all around. Can cause cancer, liver damage, fertility problems, thyroid problems, and asthma. Titanium dioxide's on his list too as well.
Yeah, that's bad.
And you're like, oh, well, titanium dioxide. Well, it's not just in your foods. Titanium dioxide is in your deodorants too as well.
Yeah.
So you got to find out and look at your deodorants, make sure your ingredients are there right there. There's a whole bunch of good things out there. Like most of the major brands make something without these forever chemicals in it. Like Degree.
Yeah.
Degrees, that was the one I used all the time, and then the streets like, oh shit, it has it in there. So I'm like, all right, well, let's look for a substitute.
Mitchum is good.
And they made one though. Degree makes one without titanium dioxide and all the garbage.
I didn't know that.
So it's something to definitely look into.
I use Degree, so I want to find out which one that is.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
What's up, Rod? Appreciate you, bro. Hope all is well. Alicia, what's going on? And Culture Expo said, based in Phoenix, Arizona, strongman competition, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, pro jiu-jitsu, and more. Phoenix Convention Center. I can send us the info. typemedicalcenter@gmail.com. Our whole name at gmail.com. All right, upcoming Titan events. 11-2 to 11-5, we got Olympia 2023 in Orlando. 11-5, we got Festival of Speed at Ritz-Carlton. Plus, we need to add on Tampa Pro and Hurricane Pro. We're already in on those for sure, 100%. I think Tampa Pro's August. I got to look at Tim's schedule, but those are two ones that we're already into, and then we're looking into doing some other events right now. Hopefully, we'll sign on, get those all done, and be ready to rock them. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Tampa Pro, what locations? Back to the same location? Or?
Yeah, it'll be at the Hyatt, where it's usually at. YG Lee, gotcha. When would you start seeing results on CDC 1295 in Portland? So the results as far as what? For anti-aging or weight loss, it's going to take, I would say 60 days you're going to be on it. I mean, listen, immediately you'll start hopefully sleeping better, and this will cause, a good rhythm as far as you getting better, more sleep, you recovering quicker, IGF levels maybe possibly popping up. And I know with your situation, there's some other things that come into play. So, we need to look at it and see what's going on. And at that point, we'll be good to go. I have been looking at some different pharmacies. A couple other ones possibly might have IGF-1, so that might be coming back very shortly too as well. That'll be a game changer along with some other different therapies we're working on. So, as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. But it's been a good Titan lifestyle with Big Drew and me.
Yeah, it's been a great show. It's good to have John back once again.
Awesome.
We had plenty of topics. We went over a little bit, but as always, good. We'll be back next week,
Absolutely.
2 p.m. Make sure you guys hit the bell on YouTube.
Yep.
To be notified of our videos. Check us out on Facebook every week, 2 p.m. live.
Yep.
Check out John, Titan Talk Tuesday, 6 p.m. He's live.
Yes, sir.
So we got everything going on. We'll see you guys next week. I hope you